aren't password managers vulnerable as well?
Password managers do have a level of vulnerability, but a lot of that is, in my opinion, is more kind of a user issue.
Okay.
Uh, so being able to the companies that do these password manager things, they try to be very careful with how they manage people's passwords, because they know it's kind of a vault. So my password manager has like 2 passwords, and then it offers me two-factor authentication. So there's like a master password, and then there's kind of a regular password when I'm doing certain transactions. So I think being able to have a password manager that has those extra steps will help, because I feel like those are steps that a lot of hackers, they say, well, let's say there are 10 password managers. They're going to go to the one that's the easiest to hack, or they're going to go to the person that's easiest to hack. So I think I've not had any problems with that. I'm not necessarily concerned about that. Maybe if I was like, Warren Buffett or something, that would concern me, but no.
Well, I think online, if you do a Google search, you'll probably find that some of them have been compromised over time and distance, right? But then there's things like you said. I mean, you have to look at two-factor authentication. You have to look at, even compartmentalizing your passwords too, right? Bank, social media, things along that line. So depending on how secure you want it, I mean, you're going to lock things down as best as possible. If you're like online shopping, social media, things along that, then yeah, I mean, just these password managers at the default would be not bad. But if you're doing banking and government stuff and your legal stuff, then yeah, you got to have like 26 character passwords, two-factor authentication, make sure everything's done right. So it's a level of usage I would recommend too to look at.
Yeah, and then too, one thing I recommend people do, and maybe they're not as crazy as me, but I use different email addresses for different things. So like stores that I shop at and I get coupons, I don't use the same email address that I use for banking.
Right.
So being able to split your accounts out like that also helps as well.
For sure. And I mean, it gives you the diversity of that profile, right? Because if your account is 123@gmail.com and they compromise that one email address, they potentially go walk through your whole online profile, right?
Right. Totally. So, exactly.
I used a paid version, password manager, but what happens to my stored passwords after my subscription expires?
So after your subscription, this is a great question, by the way. So after your subscription expires, the information is supposed to be deleted. So the best thing you can do is look through the terms of service for the password manager that you have used. And it should be able to have a section about data retention and what they're doing. One issue, this is kind of a legal issue that comes up in the US especially, is that it's kind of a gray area in some ways about when things get deleted, when people like close accounts and stuff like that. Right. So in the EU and even Canada, I think it's more strict, where you have laws that say, when someone closes an account, you have to delete, XYZ data, where in the US, it's because there aren't laws that actually say that explicitly. They leave it up really to the business to decide how they do that, even though they're supposed to do that. But that's kind of even a gray area that I think there are going to be some legal challenges with that. But I think the data privacy laws in the US are moving more towards a situation where they're really looking at data retention, because that's a big issue.
Right. And I think doesn't California now start to have data privacies that now, if I request that, you delete my data and my information, they're supposed to follow that?
That's right. Right. But then it's good that they put it in that law, but like if you live in another state, you may not have that law, or you may not have, it may not be explicit that a company has to do that.
Right. So if you're if you're California and you're in that state, then that falls under you. But if I'm in Canada using a company in California, I might not fall under that Privacy Act.
Right. Even though there are some companies that, because it's so hard, it's such a pain for them to just say, well, we're going to treat California like this and other people like that. They're trying to harmonize that within their companies, but it's only certain companies like Microsoft and PayPal are two that said that they're going to honor people's rights, even though they're not in California. They want their data deleted, sort of along the lines of CCPA.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome that more companies could follow that. And then, you know, our data would be a little bit more secure. But as we know, with cookies and everything else and people on social media, that scale goes back up again, right? For everyone sharing things.
Right.